Howdy folks, welcome back to Space Engineers. As you can tell, I've been busy. I went ahead and fleshed out the refinery here. We got a few landing pads up top. I've got one gun. I'm going to add some more defenses to it. I did a live stream where I basically worked out how I was going to design this. And then since then I've done a little more redesign and a lot more welding. I did a ton of welding. And I'm pretty happy with it. The backside, I kind of wanted it to not be buried in the sand, so that's why this looks that way. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the look I came up with. So if you want to see how that came together, go check out the live stream. It'll be under the live section of the page. But in the meantime, I also I gave up on trying to get the automated cargo drone to work with the in-game blocks. It just isn't reliable enough in atmosphere. It would work, 3/4 of the time, but I want it to work every time. So I did turn on in-game scripts, and I'm using PAM, Path Auto Miner. If you're not familiar with that, it is a super awesome script. Lets you automate things like mining or transport. So I have the LAD, the Lobster Autonomous Drone, and it is set up in cargo mode to go back and forth between the iron mine and this front landing pad here. One issue I have right now is the mine is basically done mining until I go back over there and set it to a new position. So the LAD is sitting over there waiting for it to get filled up before it comes back. What I'd like to be able to do is hit a button and have the LAD come back home. So that's what we're going to work on in today's video. I've also redone the hab a little bit. It still works the same. I just kind of redid how it works. So the lights now run off of the pressurization of the fan. So if I break a block and it depressurizes, the lights will turn red as well. Stuff like that. And I moved this wall out a block so I can make that corner line up like the other one. Just make it more better. But let's run over to the mine, and I want to... Actually, I think I can do that from here through the antenna. But I want to just hit a button. So I'm going to try to use some action relays to make that happen. So if I go in here and I go Shift K, one of these is the mine. Is it? Must be this one that the LAD's docked at. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're sitting at the LAD. And it is about 60% full. So it's just sitting here waiting. Now what I want to do is, I want to say, I think what I can do with the action relay is send it home. I don't remember exactly how to do that. Let's do, let's put you in this slot. I don't remember if that's the command or not. We'll see. If not, I'll look it up. So if I just hit home on the computer... Nope. Invalid argument. Alright. Be right back. Okay, I looked up the manual and I think it's home pause. Home position. Instead of just home. Let's try that. Alright. Home position. Perfect. So now I just need an action relay on the base. Because I want to have it also report back its status. I just need an action relay on the LAD, and then we can send that signal through, and we'll come up with signal numbers and stuff. I've not used the action relays before, but I've seen them in videos, so I'm a little bit familiar with how they work, but I'm going to just kind of figure that out here on this video. So the LAD's coming back, and we're going to go retrofit him with an action relay. I don't think I have one on there. So let's get the parts for that. We want a small grid action relay. Successfully withdrawn. And then while we're waiting on the LAD, let me go show you another block I've added. I did a ton of welding with the Lobster and got kind of old, so I found this on the workshop. This is the self-maintenance unit. And basically it can work with an assembler. Anything on the grid that needs welded, it'll weld up. And then it has a filter, so if you don't want it welded, you can make it that color. It's kind of like nanite, except it doesn't have the volume. It just works with whatever the grid is connected to. You can also have a projector projecting something that this would build. And then I have it tied to my second industrial assembler, so if it needs a block, it will use that assembler to build it. So it's just a way to automate some of the building. I built almost all this by hand and welded it up almost all up by hand, so I'm kind of over that. So when I just can't be bothered, I'll turn that on. It's kind of expensive to make as far as construction components goes and computers, but it's not terrible at all. Self-maintenance unit. There should be a link in the description of the video. I think I called it self-repair block. I'll have to go remember to update that. I did a bunch of lights in here just so we can see. I do plan on redoing the hab. I want to have the hab in the control room. Probably over here somewhere. I may just completely redo everything except for like the refineries and the assemblers. But that's not for today. That's for another day. Let's go here to the lad. It is now docked. And let's get his... I think he turns his job off. Let's go to the camera here. Yeah, so if you tell him to go home, that turns his job off. Perfect. That's what we want. So I don't believe he has an action relay, but let's just double check that real quick. Action relay. Nope. So we need to add an action relay. And I don't actually know. Is that in the antenna group? Antenna, laser antenna. Nope, that's just antennas. Okay. I don't know what group that's in. Ah, it's in this group. Alright, I thought I had seen it somewhere. So, can we put you under... Maybe stick you right here. So you were number 4. Yeah, I don't think it matters orientation. All right, now how does that work? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. So we're gonna go figure that out. I think I will set these up to be covered. So let's just put some blocks here. I don't have any steel plate figures. I think I can draw through there. Nope. All right, come here. That's why I put this cargo container up here. What? Grab lots of steel plate, not just one. So yeah, Pam is awesome. I love Pam. It's such a good script. Shout out to the Pam author. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but you do good work. All right, so we have an action relay on there. I think I don't know how these work. You grab the control panel here. Do I have to use another action relay to send the signal to this one? I don't remember how this works. Accept signal from owner. Sure. And set up actions. Signal received. Okay. Let's just see how this works. So if I drag this down here, I want to run home pause. Confirm. What signal is that? I don't know how this works. If I send it a 1, does it run that? There's somewhere you set up like the signal. Action relay. Actions will trigger when a signal is received from an action relay with a corresponding channel. Okay. So you have to have one for each channel you want to send? Okay, well this is LAD 1, so let's make it channel 10. We'll start with 10. Okay, so if I broadcast, then does that just... Yeah, maybe I have to have an action relay for each thing I want to do. If that's the case, I need more action relays. But we'll send it back over to the mine and we'll see what happens. I need to build an action relay here on the base as well. So while we figure that out, let's hop in here, and then I say 5 is continue. So that should send him on his way. In theory. Is he waiting on something? He's waiting for his batteries to charge up. Got it. Alright, so that should do that. Now we need an action relay on the base. And that's going to be a much bigger... much bigger... actually, it's not that bad. I thought it'd be a ton of components. Alright. Add you to the build planner. Grab all the stuff. Do I want that up next to the antenna? Or I probably want that internal, don't I? It would just stick that in the corner here for now. Where was that? On here? And we'll just make it the default color. Yeah, we'll just stick that in here for now. So for sending, you could like have it set the channel and then send a signal. But on the receiving end, I think you need an action relay for each thing. So this is going to be the refinery action relay. I don't know if we have to have this set. Well, if that's set to 1. I think I can set the channel and then send a signal on that channel. So we'll try that. Let's get this pressurized while we figure things out. Let's hop in here. Lad has gone back over there. Perfect. Let's go over here and experiment. So if I go up here and I look for action relay, I want to say, yeah, set channel and send signal. Perfect. All right, set channel to 10 and send a 1. Is that how that works? And that should tell him to return, I think. Sure enough. Okay, so that's how that works. So if I wanted to tell him to continue, I would need another action relay on him. Got it. Okay, cool. Well, that makes sense. Now, does he stay on that channel? He does. Okay. So if we were going to be sending stuff back, we'd probably want a dedicated action relay to receive those signals. Because I want to have a control room and the lad can report its status, like, you know, battery full, storage full or empty, that kind of thing. But that'll be for the future. Kind of acts like it's storming a little bit out. But we do need to head over to the mine and get it reset, so let's go do that. Now that we told the lad to come all the way back here. He's going to be heading back over to the mine soon. Do I need to do welding over there? I don't remember if I welded that all up. We'll take the rover over. Rover over. And we'll see what the status is. I know I built up the mine some. I don't remember if I did all the welding. And then I need to think about what my next mine is. I don't know if I want to mine magnesium so I can have plenty of ammo everywhere. That'd be a lot of magnesium. Or if I really need platinum, but I don't know if I can find platinum on planets. I think we still have to go to space for that. Really, iron was the main thing. We've got a lot of iron now. And it looks like I still have welding to do over here. So I need to load the welder up with a bunch of steel plates and come over here. fact, I don't think I even finished building it from the looks of it. Yeah, I must have ran out of steel plates when I was fleshing it out. It's a little stormy, but you can see I've moved the miner a couple times. So I swung at this direction, I swung at this direction. And it looks like it's probably done. And then I did a little more automation over here at the mine. I'll show you that. So the drill is on. It doesn't look like it's done. Yeah, it is done. Why didn't you turn off your... Should have triggered the drill stop. I probably messed something up. I've got so much stuff going on over here now. Something else may have turned it back on. Oh, right. I need to get more logic. So when the storage got emptied, it would have triggered the drill to turn back on. I need to do a little more work on the complex logic there. I needed to be a little bit smarter. But one thing I did was I made a drill retract button. So that uses some timers to turn off some things and then to retract the drill at a higher speed. So let's hit that button. And that will bring the drill back up. And then we can reset it to another position. So that just saves me going in and doing it by hand. There we go. And then one thing I have to do manually right now is turn this control panel back on. I turned this off while it's retracting, so I can't accidentally tell it to do something else. So the rotor lock, I need some lights and whatnot. There's lots of opportunity for automation. I believe that's locked. And then I want the rotate to angle. Right now it's set up to -60. I think I went +45 last time. So I might go ahead and do 60 and we'll just pick up that little bit that we lost by not going all the way to 60. Okay, so I should have the rotor lock off. We hit the rotate to angle. Yep, it's going to rotate back around. And once it's done rotating, I'm going to hit the auto back on. And it'll go do its thing. The only thing I need to sort out is the storage logic. I think that's going to do some drilling, because I'm pretty sure I just went to 45 over here. Yeah, I'll see as it gets closer. I think that's going to shave off just a little bit. It won't be a lot, but it'll be a little bit. Alright, and then if I hop back in here, I'll have enough antenna range. I should be able to connect to this grid, which is technically the LAD. And I can tell him to continue his job. Let me just set up a button for that. I think it's just continue. Is it just cont? Let's try it. 4, continue. Yep. Alright, so he's charged his batteries and he'll head over this way. Perfect. Alright, are you indeed drilling stuff? A little tiny bit. Which is kind of what I expected, going from 45 to 60. Let me take a little bit of time here to look at the logic. What I need is another light that says drill done. So this is drill on off. I need another light to say the drill, if the drill is done. And then we could tie that in with the event controller to say, you know, if the storage is not full and the drill's not done, then you can turn it back on. Rather than the simple thing it has right now. So for now, let's take a look at the storage full actions. I don't want this to turn the drill back on. So I'm going to remove that. So I'm just going to have it trigger when the storage is full. And then we'll have to sort out the other stuff. I'm not sure if I have materials. Nothing else. I can grab some stone and put in the rover. Is the lad back? Yeah, the lad's already docked and ready to go. He's rocking and rolling. Pop that in there. The plumbing internally is messed up on this thing. Okay, so I need another light. And I'm going to say copy you. And then I don't have the stuff. So we have to build a little bit of stuff. I need an LCD as well, just so I can remember what it is. Alright, I'm going to paste in here, except I'm going to say interior light drill done. And then I need an LCD. Do I have an LCD on any of my hotbars? Sure that I do. Time to get that added. There's a group up in somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. Nope, that's not what I want. This is what I want. Why isn't it switched into small grid? No? What are these things? Having a senior moment. Are they called screens? What are they called? Text panel. That's right. They're not LCDs. They're text panels. There's what I'm looking for. Perfect. And we need an interior plate. Completely failed at landing on the rover. Might need to make some ore here. We got all the stuff. We're probably alright. We'll have it make a little more. Oh, can we not make glass in the survival kit? Ah, that's why. Can't make glass. I'll have to bring some glass over. But it just, it's functional. What was I calling these things? Weird. It's like not picking up the text panel. Text panel, drill done. Be easier to do that through here. Actually, let me, can I copy this? I don't want the timer block. Button panel? No. Text panel drill. There we go. We'll copy and paste for the win. Nope, not timer block. There it is. Oh, that's... Oh, I may not have copied the stuff anyway. It did not. Alright, fair enough. Put that on separate lines. I think we're doing 5 for the text size. We want alignment centered. Text padding about 20% maybe. Yeah, that'll work. I know this is riveting stuff. All right, so drill done. So in this case, I just want to turn the light on and off, and then we'll use the light for other stuff. I can have another event controller. All right, so that is off. So light. I want light drill done. So I want to say set color green or lime and set color red. Did it fire? I don't think it fired. Oh, I have these all turned off. When I was testing, I forgot to turn it back on. No wonder they weren't working. There we go. All right, then I can do some other logic, but that's how you do that, basically. I have event controllers controlling the lights, and I have other event controllers looking at the state of the lights, stuff like that. That will do it for this one, though. Thanks, as always, for hanging out. I'm going to do some more drilling. I'm going to continue to move this around. Yeah, it's getting down there. It's shaving a little bit off the side. That's all I can ask for. I'll catch you in the next adventure, folks. Thanks, as always, for watching.